Time for another edition of Out and About with Jamie Grout. Thanks so much for joining me. If you ever have any suggestions on people that I could be having conversations with in the future, please let me know. Send me an email at jamiegrout@outlook.com. That's JAMIEGROUT, jamiegrout@outlook.com. We'll be talking with Keri Van Zante today, who is Director of Jasper County Conservation. She'll be telling us about the various parks that they oversee, also the activities that they have, and their nature center that they're hoping to build here in the next 2 or 3 years, how they're raising funds for that, and it seems to be coming together very nicely. But first, a word from our sponsors, including Clement Mackey Insurance in Newton. Clement Mackey, they're there on First Avenue, and they are an independent insurance agent, which means that they're associated with several insurance companies to find the insurance rates that are lowest just for you. Clement Mackey Insurance, where your insurance policy comes with an agent. Give them a call at 641-792-5040. Also, thanks to Ryan and the gang at Ryan's Tire and Auto on First Avenue in Newton. They have great tire and auto repair. It's a fantastic place to go if you need an oil change or if you need some new tires. They have all the name brands too at Ryan's Tire and Auto on First Avenue in Newton. Give them a call at 641-841-2134. 641-841-2134. And also, we want to thank the folks at Newton Clinic PC. They always do a good job. They have several great doctors that can help you out no matter what you might have going on or what you're curious about in terms of things happening with your body that you're not sure about. And, you know, one of the things that people of a certain age need to have done are colonoscopies. I had one done, about 3-4 months ago, something like that. And Dr. Alexander did a good job with mine. Luckily, it came up with no polyps or anything like that. And, of course, it's something that no one looks forward to. But they are crucial to catching issues that could be more serious in the long run, and the folks at Newton Clinic here to help you with your health and make it the most comfortable experience possible. Check them out on Facebook, Newton Clinic. My conversation today is with Keri Van Zante, who's Director of Jasper County Conservation. Thanks for talking with me today.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I want to find out how you came to this position. I know you have a history, and your father kind of got you into this. We've talked before, but for those who don't know, how did you get involved with Jasper County Conservation?
Well, you know, my dad was the DNR officer for Jasper County for lots of years, my whole life. And I used to go to work with him all the time. I'd ride with him when he checked hunters or did pheasant counts or turkey counts. And I always loved doing that. And then when I went to college, I was pre-med.
Oh.
And I just knew I wanted to have a job where I helped people, but then I really liked animals and nature. And my junior year, not because of school being difficult or anything like that, I just knew that I really probably needed to do something that I knew I would love. And so I switched my degree as in fisheries and wildlife biology. I got to still spend time going to work with my dad and doing pheasant counts. It even counted for some schoolwork, actually. So,
sure.
Yeah. And then after I graduated from Iowa State, I worked for the Iowa Department of Ag and Land Stewardship. I did water quality. I worked on a water quality project at Rock Creek State Park. And then I was hired to be at Jasper County Conservation in 2005, the very beginning of 2005.
Well, that is great. I have to tell you, I worked at KCOB also back in the 80s. And I can still remember his reports on KCOB. And it always had a little theme with some birds chirping. It's time for another report with Mark Wagner.
Oh.
And so, I mean, you guys have always been in touch with the public and whatnot. You have a great website and you have all kinds of programs too. And we'll get to that. But the big thing I want to talk about too is your education center. You've been working on that for a long time. I remember DJing some fundraisers that you had a few years ago for this. And it sounds like it's going to be coming to fruition pretty soon.
It is coming, yes. So when I started here, the County Conservation Board had been talking about doing an education center for really probably even the 20 years before that. And they had said, you know, put this on your radar, start thinking about it, start working on it. And, you know, it doesn't have to be right now, but we did a lot of things kind of pre-planning. We redid our logo only after we had like a feasibility study done in the community and asked the community members, if they knew what we did, basically. And we were shocked to find out that nobody really knew what we did.
Really?
Right. They didn't know that we were the ones taking their kids on field trips when they went to Mariposa, Jacob Crumb Nature Preserve, Ashton Park. They had no idea. They thought it was just a school trip. They had no idea that conservation was leading the trip or doing all the activities. We talked about events that we did, and they had no idea it was us. So we cried a little bit.
Sure.
I cried a little bit, and then we kind of picked ourselves up and knew we needed to do something a little different. So we rebranded ourselves basically with a new logo and social media. Though, as the mother of a teenager, sometimes you don't love it. Boy, did it make a difference with people understanding what we do. And it has been really fun to kind of rediscover and help people rediscover who we are and what we do, and how we are not the same as the DNR. We're a county entity. We're paid for, our department is paid for by your local taxes. But anyway, we finally got to the point where we decided we were ready to start fundraising for the Environmental Education Center. We got a design, and it has taken us a good 10 years, but it is almost a $3 million project. It's a three-phase project. Phase 1 is $3 million almost. So it has been a while, but we have found out there are some very generous people in Jasper County and surrounding counties. We've gotten some really nice grants. And we are still not done fundraising because our bids came in higher than the money we have.
Ooh.
But we're going for it because we're pretty sure we can get that money in the next year before I need all of it by the end of the project. But
okay, so tell the listeners what this education center will have as features.
Sure. So we will be located out by the sheriff's office, out by the Speedway, and it's in the park that used to go with the old county care facility. And we've already built. There's 2 ponds out there. One of them we built. There's a trail system out there, a shelter house. But the education center will be a building where our offices will be located, but it will be full of classrooms and things that we can use with kids. We'll still be going out to our parks, but we started keeping track of how many times our field trips with kids got canceled because of bad weather. And then we took quite a hit not being able to have that contact with those kids. So this is it will be our central hub for conservation in Jasper County, where people can visit. We're hoping right along the interstate, people will stop in and see us and learn about Jasper County. Maybe they'll want to stay, maybe they'll want to come back. But that's really top on our mind, to get people understanding what Jasper County is, what we have to offer. And then obviously education is a big part of what we do, and continuing our education program, which we do programs for some years. We've done up to 20,000 people is what we've done programs for. And we have a pretty small staff.
Yeah.
So that's what the education center is. That's kind of the first phase. The second phase is a seed lab where we'll have a greenhouse, and we'll be able to grow our own prairie and do lots of prairie and seed programs with kids. But it'll also be a rec area where we can keep our canoes, kayaks, cross-country skis, snowshoes, and a bathroom, because those are necessary.
Sure.
But that second phase is already fully funded by the Geisler Penquite Foundation, which was a super generous and surprising thing for us. And we're excited about that. And then the third phase is an outdoor classroom, which is basically an interesting shelter house where we'll be able to do open air classroom things.
Did you come up with this idea to do this before you went into the feasibility study? Has this been a dream of yours?
Since I started, and since I've gone to lots of these, because lots of counties have their own nature centers to show people what they're all about. Yes, it's been a big dream, and my board members too. All of them have said they want to try to stay on the board until the nature center is done, because that's been part of their dream too. I think one of them even said they wanted to be on the board without a walker. And go to the nature center opening. And I said, it's going to happen. So
you gave some kudos to your staff. You want to give a shout out to them?
Absolutely. So I don't think anybody can say this as much as I can, but I have the best staff in the world. We have a small staff, but so talented and so dedicated. But we've got two naturalists that go to all the schools and do programs. That's Katie Cantu and Greg Oldson.
What is a naturalist?
A naturalist that's actually what I went to school to be, someone who does education programs about nature.
Okay.
And I think pretty much any kid in Jasper County, that it doesn't matter, Newton, Baxter, Colfax, Prairie City, Linville, so they would all know Katie and Greg. Everybody does. And then we've got Jade Reed in our office, and she wears lots of hats. She's also a naturalist, but she is our office manager. She pays the bills. She is also our event planner. So she does a lot of that. And she's one of the newer ones to our staff. But when I say newer, she's been here longer than I know.
Well, so I know she's been coming out to the radio station for a long time.
Yeah. And then myself as the director, I'm just thinking about who's in the office. And I've been here, this is almost 20 years for me.
Wow.
And then in the field, we've got Jerry Ratliff. He's our park officer out at Ashton Park. And then Kent Dunsbergen, he's been here the longest of any of us. He is our maintenance technician. He usually is out at Jacob Crum Nature Preserve. And then we have Ethan Vanderpaul, who is at Eulenhop Arboretum, except Ethan is our builder. So when you see new cabins going up, new shelters, that's Ethan's lead on that. And then we have a brand new person. Tristan Hunt is our new person at Mariposa. Our park officer retired out there, and Tristan is our new person out there. And he was a summer employee with us for a couple of years before he became the park person at Mariposa.
I remember Jade coming out one day and talking about the importance of using paper straws metal straws.
She's a recycler.
She's a recycler, quite an environmentalist.
She really is, yeah.
Yeah, I know you folks like to focus on that too, because reduce, reuse, recycle.
We do.
That's what it's all about. Tell us about the different parks that you do oversee.
Okay, so we've got our bigger ones, which is Jacob Crum Nature Preserve. Then we've got Mariposa Recreation Area. Eulenhop Arboretum is one of our newer ones, which is really connected to Jacob Crum, except for a railroad track in between. And then we have Ashton Wildwood Park, which is over by Baxter. All of them are very unique and offer, whether it's a big lake at Mariposa, whether it's the prairie at Jacob Crum. Ashton Park has an observatory where we partner with the Des Moines Astronomical Society and do programs out there every week, spring, summer, fall. So they're all unique in some way from each other.
Yeah. Now I know that having worked at the radio station, you folks were pretty good about sending us news releases and things like that. And you had some tours of Eulenhop Park over the summer. You did that last summer too, didn't you?
Correct. Yeah, we have a 6-passenger UTV, and we have volunteers take people on tours of the park. We originally thought we would do it for people that couldn't walk and see the park themselves. But then we found out people just love to ride around and look at places that they probably in a hike couldn't get to because it's too far away. So this year we offered them, and they're free of charge at Eulenhop and at Jacob Crum. And there's still some this fall yet.
Tell us about owls.
Our owls group are our older, wiser, livelier seniors. We meet once a month, and you don't have to be a senior to go. It's kind of every age goes, but we have a different topic every month here at our office, and which is the Old Armory by Maytag Park. We have a different theme every month, a different speaker, but we usually have treats. Treats go with having a speaker. So I think maybe some people come for the treats, maybe some people come for the topic, but the Owls group meets once a month here at the office.
That's great.
Yeah.
You usually have something going on for Halloween too. Do you have anything coming up this year for that?
We absolutely do. We just got done with our 20th annual Off the Beaten Path trail race at Jacob Crum Nature Preserve. It's a 6K and a 3K, which also means we have our 20th annual Halloween hike coming up. We used to do this at Mariposa, and it was hard at Mariposa. It was cool at Mariposa, but it was hard because there's no electricity out there, and no bathrooms except for pit toilets. So,
okay.
So we years ago we started partnering with the Isaac Walton League, and we have it out there, and we do a hike. We partner with the theater, the Newton Community Theater. This year it's there, since they just performed The Sound of Music, we're doing The Sound of Music in Nature is the theme, and you hike along. It's not a scary hike. You hike along and meet people from the theater who will tell you a little bit about nature and then sing a song from The Sound of Music that goes with what they spoke about. And then the Ikes provides hot dogs for everybody, s'mores. We have crafts. We have black light tracking where we put out food for the animals a few days in advance, and we mix a day glow powder with it. And then with a black light, you can track you can see their tracks going up trees and down the hills. And so it is a great time.
I'm probably missing some programs that you do that I'm not aware of or haven't heard of. Are there any others that you could mention?
Well, we definitely have fundraisers. You've been there. You've been a part of our auction before, and we're skipping the auction this year so that we can do it next year. But we will also be having a golf tournament, which will be our second annual one. That is next spring. In Newton. We'll be doing that golf tournament. So we've got those fundraisers. We have a huge summer camp program here that we do, and it's sponsored by the Kiwanis. They provide funding to help us get all the stuff for the summer camps for kids, but huge presence. And it's funny, we just started an online presence. All of our registrations for camps, all of our camping, our cabin rentals, those are online on mycountyparks.com. And we had told the administrator of the website, when our summer camps come up, we were worried about crashing the website. And they said, no, you can't crash our website. It's too big. Guess what we did?
You crashed the website.
We crashed the website because people wait for the countdown. We make everything active at, say, noon on a day. And so people are watching their watches and counting down, and then they get on and try to get their kid in the summer camp they want. And it crashed My County Parks for a while.
Well,
so good job, guys.
That means that a lot of people are checking it out. So that is fantastic.
Sure enough.
You put in a plug for Kiwanis. I have to, as a proud member of Newton Rotary Club.
You have to.
Put in a plug for the hydroponic wall that we're going to be funding.
Which is super exciting.
Yeah. For people that don't know what a hydroponic wall is, tell us what it is, Keri.
So I am so proud to be able to work with Rotary on this. I've been doing Rotary programs for so long. And Rotary is sponsoring the hydroponics wall, which is a living wall. So it's a wall that'll have water run to it, and it will be plants. The entire entry of our nature center is sponsored by your group, and we are so pleased, so proud to have that sponsorship and to have that project be able to happen. But you will see right when you walk in our new nature center, will be Rotary's presence right there in a living wall.
We're looking forward to seeing that come to fruition.
This is as our way.
Yeah, you bet. That's fantastic. Do you want to mention your board? Because I know that it's the Jasper County Conservation Board that kind of puts input into this.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you want to mention all the members or not of the board or not, but you could do that if you want.
I would love to. And again, when I go places, people always say, "Ooh, how's your conservation board?" And I said, "My conservation board is great." And I don't think every county can say that, but I have always had a great board. So supportive. We have Carol Kramer, who's a retired school teacher. Carol's been on the board a long time.
Oh, yeah.
She is so excited to see the Nature Center open. And then we have Andy Stone, who is also a retired school teacher, also super excited about the Nature Center. Robin Friedman, I think most people around the area know Robin. She's a school board member and obviously a physical therapist at the hospital, and Robin's in everything, but she is also on the conservation board. And then we have Chris Herbold, who is a farmer and a contractor from the Mingo area. Big Iowa State fan. Go, Chris.
I go way back with the Herbold family. His mom and my mom were besties back in the day. Yes. And quite a family. And in fact, I did organ donor interview with Reagan Maher here about a week ago. And in Colfax and Mingo, there were three big farm families: the Mahers, the Gannons, and the Herbolds. Right. And Chris is still doing it, and I'm tell him I said hi next time you see him.
I will.
Great family for sure.
Chris is great. He keeps our board meetings entertaining.
Yeah, I bet he does.
He does,
Yeah.
but boy, he is so involved
Good.
and he's willing to do anything. He is a huge supporter, and
Yeah.
I appreciate that so much about him.
Anybody else that we left out?
Yeah, our newest person is Willie Yeager.
Oh yeah, I know
Willie,
I go way back with Willie
you
too.
Probably do.
Yeah.
I mean, we have such a great board. Willie is great. His dad,
Bill.
Bill, is a volunteer for us. Bill has been mowing. None of us ever mow at Eulenhop because Bill is the one who mows at Eulenhop, and we even. Bill's one of our favorite, and then obviously Willie too. But we even have a bench out at Eulenhop that is just for Bill. And Bill's a big Mickey Mouse guy. He likes Mickey Mouse, so we have a big Mickey Mouse bench out at Eulenhop. So
I didn't know that. Okay.
We love that family.
I know that Bill is big on making birdhouses. He loves doing that.
He sure does.
Yeah.
He makes them out of recycled products.
Oh,
too.
well, good for him.
He does. He makes them out of ice cream containers, in addition to like the wooden ones. And
Willie's brother Bruce, Bill's son Bruce, and I were growing up together on the same block.
Okay.
And Bill always talks about how I used to ride my bike up and down the street, and if I'd see some kids playing basketball, I ride into the driveway and do the play-by-play, on what was going on. And Bruce was my first co-host on my play radio station.
I like it.
So when I was inducted into the Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last year, Bruce and his significant other Billy came to it, and I was really honored by that. So great really family there, yeah. Too.
Great family, yep. And Bill is kind of a part of everything we do. I mean, we consider him part of us. He's a conservation person. He's part of our conservation family. Same with the rest of the board members, but Bill as a volunteer gives a lot of time every month, and he doesn't stop.
And folks, he's in his 90s.
He is in his 90s.
And he's doing well. He's a great
fantastic.
guy.
He is fantastic. We love him dearly.
You bet. Well, if people want to contribute to the building that you're trying to build, how can they go ahead and do that, Keri?
There's a few ways, actually. You can donate to Jasper County Conservation, as we are a government organization, so it's tax exempt. We also have a nonprofit group set up under the umbrella of the Jasper Community Foundation. That group is called the Jasper Conservation Connection, but a donation to the Community Foundation, it's a 501c3. So we have that way of fundraising too. We have an online link that you can also do. That would be to Jasper County Conservation, but you don't even have to come in here and see us if you don't want to. You could just donate online, but we prefer donors come in and see us so we know. And by the way, we do have a donor wall that will be right on the other side of the hydroponics wall, on the other wall opposite of that will show all of our donors. So we would love to add more names to that wall. We've had, as I said, some really generous donors, whether it be organizations or individual families, but we had no idea that people loved us and loved nature and loved conservation so much.
And I don't think people knew about you guys. As you said, nobody knew. And now that they're getting to know you, they want to help support it because it's a great cause. That's for sure.
It is.
What's your website?
It's jaspercountyconservation.com.
And you can find all the programs that you have and whatnot there too, huh?
Yes. And our Facebook is where we do a lot of that posting. So if people are Facebook users, apparently that's an old lady thing, according to my child. I should Instagram and Snapchat's where it's at.
TikTok.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, TikTok.
I'm getting told that too all the time. So you're not the only one.
I have been a participant in several embarrassing TikToks. So yes, I know that too. But yes, we do a lot. We do a lot on Facebook. We found that that's kind of where most of our user groups are from. We post things in the newspaper too. And like I said, but we try to cover everybody. I'm sure there's people we're missing, but we have a newsletter too that comes out. It's a quarterly newsletter, and if you're interested in receiving that, just let us know. And it's actually a paper newsletter. Okay, it is old school paper.
Would they call you for this, or would they sign up on the website?
They would call.
Okay,
just a quick call to the conservation office, 641-792-9780. Just a quick call to let us know your address and we'll get you on that list. But come in and see us. We're not here all the time. So if you come and the door is locked, don't be mad because conservation is out in the field. Most of the time, we don't sit at our desks that often, although I spend a lot of time writing grants at my desk. But people always say, I tried to call and I tried to come in and see you. You guys weren't there. Well, conservation doesn't usually happen in a cubicle area.
Okay, yeah. Well, I understand that.
Right.
It's out and about.
Right.
Yeah.
So don't leave us a message. We'll get back with you. We'd love to have people come in. We've got animals in here that people come to see. Only if you like snakes and turtles and salamanders, though. So,
All right.
But we'd love to have people visit us.
Anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
Just that if you haven't been to our parks, you really need to get out. If fall is here, there are some really beautiful parks right now and in Jasper County. They're beautiful year round, but if you like to see the leaves, you don't have to go to Northeast Iowa to see the leaves. We have, Ashton Park has great trees, Jacob Crumb, Eulenhop. If you have not been to Eulenhop, go there in the fall. The colors are spectacular.
Yeah. You can get to it off Highway 6. There's a sign.
Yep.
Because I've been going to Grinnell quite a bit lately. I need to get in there and check it out because it's neat. And it's conveniently located between Newton and Grinnell. Right. So if you're listening to us in the Grinnell area, hey, check that out too.
Absolutely. And there's a cabin out there that you can rent. We have a new cabin at Mariposa you can rent. So if you like us that much and you want to stay with us a little bit, there's an opportunity for that too.
Okay. Thanks for talking with us today.
Thanks so much, Jamie.
My conversation today with Keri Van Zante. We're with Dana. And Dana, I understand here at Newton, Des Moines East, KOA, you have a storage thing going on here for the winter months for your RV.
Absolutely, Jamie. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Our Newton Des Moines East KOA is open we're open year round, but only half of the camp is winterized. The rest of the camp, we have to shut the water down, so we can't rent those spaces out through the winter months. And it occurred to us that we have all these spaces available, and we have security cameras, and we're well lit, and we have on-site management 24/7. So we are inviting the community and anyone in Jasper County or beyond that has an RV, a boat, or a large piece of equipment that they're currently parking in their garage or their driveway. They could bring it out to Newton Des Moines East KOA and park it there for the winter. This offer is available from October 1st until May 1st. And we're only charging $75 a month. And if you pay in advance at least 3 months, you get it for $70 a month. Oh. And we can pretty much store anything. We have a total of about 60 spots available. Some of those are already rented. But we invite you to come on out and take a look at the sites that we have available, and you'll see how safe it is because, no one drives down through that part of the park during the winter. So your unit would definitely be safe there. It is outside storage. It is not undercover. I want to make that clear. But it will get your equipment out of your driveway, allow you to get in and out of your garage easier this winter. And also some ordinances in some cities don't allow you to park your RV in your driveway. So bring it on over to Newton Des Moines East KOA, October 1st and beyond, and store your camper, your boat, or any other large piece of equipment that you need to store.
Okay. How can people contact you?
They can contact us by calling 641-792-2428.
What's that number again?
641-792-2428.
Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
Nope.
Okay. Thanks for talking with us.
Thank you so much, Jamie.
This podcast also sponsored by Tony Pesca, Iowa Realty. She found the right house for Little Red and myself, and she will find the right one for you. Give Tony a call at 641-417-8484, 641-417-8484. She's a great community servant, and she does a fantastic job in the real estate market. If you're looking to buy or sell, get a hold of Tony Pesca. Podcast also sponsored by Johnson Aviation, the folks that run the airport in Newton. They have charter flights available, and they also have flying lessons available. Johnson Aviation, if you want to contact them, get a hold of them at johnson.aviation@gmail.com. They're on Rusty Wallace Drive, or you can give them a call at 641-792-1292, 641-792-1292. And also, as you just heard, the podcast sponsored by Newton Des Moines East KOA. Until next time, grrr, out is out. See ya.